Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Event Leviathan, issue number 6 of 6. Sorry, I'm just going to say it straight up. This book kind of sucked. The series kind of sucked. The whole entire thing kind of sucked. But I started it. This was important. I figured I'd read it. Bendis went and said something about this. He says, when you see what I'm actually doing, bunch of people are going to apologize. So Bendis, the thing that I'd said, if this gets back to Mr. Bendis, because I try not to make it personal. I used to love Bendis's work. Today, I just don't think Bendis gets it anymore. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to sit here and speculate because that's usually going to be getting mean. I don't want to get mean, but I am going to talk specifically about his work. This sucked. And I wonder at what point, after Bendis said, you guys are going to apologize, I wonder at what point Bendis is going to apologize to us. Because if you guys know me enough, you know that I have apologized. I have said I was wrong. I've recanted myself. I've done that before a couple of times. Actually, I've done it a lot. I'm trying to be like a little bit modest here. No, I've actually done it several times. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to like this book. And all of a sudden, oh my God, this was great. I've even done that once with Bendis before. This was actually good. But in this particular case, no. Now I want Bendis to be a man. Okay? I don't judge somebody being a man by their ability to bench press 200 plus pounds. I don't judge a man by his ability to get into a fight and be able to take a punch. I don't do all that machismo crap. No, to me a man is somebody who can take responsibility for himself, and to be fair, not be a hypocrite. You expected that some of us were going to apologize to you. You said it, your own words. Don't lie to us, boy. Don't lie to us now. In this particular case, do we get an apology? Because I think that this deserves an apology. I know that I spent a couple bucks on this. Kind of disappointed that you hyped it up, and at the end of the day, you simply did not deliver. And I can't imagine anybody making the argument that, no, this was great. This is one of those books, I think I'm going to start looking at some other people's reviews and trying to see, what did you think about the book? So we'll see. Anyway, this issue is called, also I will give the spoiler for who Leviathan is at the end of this issue, the end of this review. I don't want to kill for everybody, but let's talk about who did make this book. Brian Michael Bendis did the story. Alex Maleev did the art and the cover. Josh Reed did the letters. Brian Hitch and Alex Sinclair did the variant cover. And that's about it. So, look, this was about the art. The art in this was different. Was it bad? No, not really. Was it good? No. But it is a different style. There may come a point at one, where we do recognize some of the things in here, like the whole, looking through X-ray vision, looking at the way that Superman is actually seeing the world with his X-ray vision and things like that. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here that I'm like, okay, this is actually a pretty good take on things like this. But at the same time, nobody really had any expression, any kind of facial expression. Nobody had any real bodily expressions. Everything just really felt like a bunch of stick figures, or cutout figures. Like, just look at this. Look at all these panels right here. That's what, 12 panels? Yep, 12 panels. Do you see a single bit of expression on the face of anybody here? Okay, we're gonna let the question go. We're gonna let that one slide, okay? But still, there's the question again. But I mean, what kind of action do you see? What kind of bodily expression do you see on these? Look at Superman. It's just like, oh, yes, I'm the Man of Steel. It is good to meet you. We have to try and discover such and such and such. Oh, look, other detectives, blah, 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 blah. Oh, look, okay, that's the reveal. Okay, spoiler, here's the reveal. Okay, you actually get to see Mark Shaw. Okay? Mark Shaw is actually, one of I think he was the fifth Manhunter. He gets to, he was Leviathan. He is Leviathan. Leviathan will return. Not in this week's issue of Superman, but in the next issue of Superman, issue number 18, which is the one where he's going to reveal who he actually is. He's going to reveal that he's actually Superman and Clark Kent are the same person. I did flip through the book, Superman number 17 in the comic book store today. So you want to know a little bit about something that also an extra benefit since you got stuck looking at this dumb review. Basically, Superman is just Bendis speaking his way through talking to Kara and trying to explain, hey, so I want to do something. Okay, cool, I'm on board. Yeah, I kind of want you to help me with this. Sure, I'm on board. Okay, but I want you to do such and such. Okay, cool, I'm on board. Okay, do you want to know what it is? Only if it's really important, like if I need to know. Otherwise, I'm behind you all the way anyways, whatever. My God, I want to smack every single person in this book. Yes, I know I would have broken my hands on Supergirl and Superman. I still want to smack them both. Like, that's just absolutely freaking ridiculous. Like, are you kidding me at this point? It was just so much nonsense in that freaking book. My God, man. My God. The kind of frustration that I felt, I can almost sympathize with comic skaters. Except, they do this about everything for the most part. Look, Bendis is bad for comic books, man. I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again this week. Bendis is bad for comic books right now. The dude just needs to stop. I'm not a fan of objectionism, all right? But sometimes some things do make sense. If Bendis really does care about comic books instead of his bottom line, he should really just stop, put his hands up, and recognize that he does a better job in his own books. He's still going to be able to feed his family. You know what I'm saying? But right now, working for DC, he's only bringing DC down, and therefore he's bringing comic books down. His glory days of doing really good stories, and yes, he has done some of the most amazing stories, but for the most part, those were all in Marvel, and for the most part, those days are all behind him. He just doesn't have it anymore. I'm sorry. I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to do a 100% boycott on Bendis because I actually get a groan and I feel like a knot in my stomach. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being silly or facetious. I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm being serious when I say this. When I see an upcoming comic book and I'm like, ooh, this might be good, and then I see that Bendis' name is attached to it, honestly, for me, even if I were to see Brian Michael Bendis do a quick 6-word review of the comic book. Oh, this person always does great work. I read this and it was really awesome. If I see something like that, I'm just thinking to myself, dude, are you kidding me? Bendis likes this? I almost feel like I should put it back. I almost feel like I shouldn't get the book now. That's actually where I'm at with Bendis right now. Brian Michael Bendis, if this gets back to you, bro, love you, man. I do. I'm glad that you're healthy. I'm glad that you kicked Mercer right in the gonads. But bro, you don't have it anymore. Or you don't have it with DC Comics. You don't. You don't. By all means, try and do some kind of a... If you want to stay with DC, consider doing like your own world, like you did with Spider-Man over in the Ultimate Universe. You created the Ultimate Universe without even realizing you were creating a new universe. You were just going to write Spider-Man. You didn't want to be bothered with other people's continuity. And god damn it, you did a freaking amazing job. Your Defenders book was amazing. Nobody can question your work back with, well, at least I hope nobody's going to question your work back with like Dark Reign and stuff like that. What you did with the Under Siege. I liked Under Siege. I thought some of that stuff was amazing. Excuse me, undeniably you've written some memorable stories that people just will not be able to forget, and not necessarily in a bad way. All right? I'm talking in a very positive light. You are a gift to the comic book industry. But right now, as of this video, in DC, you are bad for business. You are genuinely bad for business. You are bringing everything down. And I wish that you could be as honest with yourself as I'm being right now. That's a very loaded word. I would really appreciate seeing you recognize this about yourself. Nobody has the gonads to tell you or to edit you and to tell you that you're just not doing a good job right now. Oh no, this isn't going to work. Oh, the fans aren't going to appreciate this. Nobody has the audacity to tell you something like this. Nobody has the sense of self to be able to tell you this. Too much deference to you, I imagine. I don't know. But you do great on your own with your own work, and I think that if you were to do your own universe where you didn't hold yourself to continuity, I think that it would be better. So if you made like the Ultimate DC Universe, I would read it and I would probably enjoy it thoroughly because that's what you do best. But following along in a book that demands continuity, you suck at it. Love you, man. I do. I genuinely do, and I wish only the best for you. And that includes this. Anyway, guys, I am done. And yeah, I generally hope that nobody was offended by this. I seriously do. But I also, I can't see spending money on this. I feel like I should have been smart enough to not even bother with the event Leviathan in the first place. He promised we were going to be able to guess who this was. He promised that we were going to apologize, be like, oh, good job, but I don't see that. I don't see that. I didn't like the art in this. This book just really should not have existed. As far as I'm concerned, this book should not have existed. Anyway, guys, I am out. And it didn't even feel like a freaking detective book. And oh, trust me, every single detective you've ever known before will be in this book. Green Lantern's considered a detective, and so is the Flash. I never saw them in the books. So yeah, just a whole bunch of hype, unlived to up promises. I'm done. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.